As a new creator in the digital marketing industry, I made a lot of mistakes trying to break in the field. So in today's video, we're going to go through what had led into my life as a brand new digital marketer, some mistakes along the way with creating content. Third, a few things that I've realized that are important in the content creation process. And finally, some solutions and some plans that I have with making content creation in general. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So what happened with my own content creation while trying to be a digital marketer in the first place? Well, first of all, I have no clout. I have no reason to say that, oh, it's important to consider what had happened in my life, but I'm just saying this as someone creating content and kind of giving recommendations for beginners. What had happened is in October, I made content and I made short form content in the TikTok formats, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels. And they were fun, but it wasn't really my own niche or my own personal touch. I felt like it needed some type of voice that I was providing just so it adds an element of visuals and a lot less text that I would need to edit and add into editing these kinds of videos. But in 2024, I realized that I needed to make a lot more content and I needed to change it up. Then I eventually got extremely busy on top of making content. I did a copywriting challenge where I wrote for 3 different prompts every single day and I spent 3 hours on just writing alone. On top of that, I added another 3 hours of learning and then 1 to 2 hours of just uploading content, creating my own website, and just presenting myself online as maybe a thought leader or someone interested into breaking into the industry. And then in February, I got one piece of content or some form of writing and copywriting that I thought was pretty decent. I revised it and I polished it to make it look really nice and presentable to add on to my own portfolio. And that's what I did. So then in March, that's when I had my first client. And honestly, I would actually consider her a great friend, a great social or online type of friend, just because she was in the exact same scenario of wanting to break into digital marketing, but didn't know where or didn't have the right kind of experience or opportunity to break into the industry. Honestly, it was extremely difficult to understand what the product and the service that the company provides, but also how to tailor my own copy to best suit the company's target audience. Not only that, I had to also learn how to graphic design, how to look up a lot of references, and meet very tight deadlines. We're talking about 2 to 7 days worth of creating a web page from scratch. It was all fun and games until I joined a pre-apprentice program with Clear Digital Labs. And basically, it's like class. You're starting over with digital marketing, and you're learning the basics, joining discussions, submitting assignments, and having a lot of certifications to pass. It's not an easy scenario, but it's one opportunity I have to gain the experience that I do need just to break into the industry. So a lot is going on from April all the way until today, which is May 20th of 2024. Not only am I freelancing for a startup and starting from scratch with creating web pages and researching for that company, I'm also learning in this pre-apprenticeship program with a lot of certifications, readings, assignments, and discussions. So it took a lot of time on my hands and I gave up creating content. And I had 1 month of not creating content in general. So that's why I stopped creating content as a new creator, and I'm sharing this with you guys today because these are just one of the few mistakes that I want to share, and hopefully someone sees this and kind of takes a tip or two along the way with their own content creator journey. Here's some of the main mistakes I made after giving up on creating content, feeling the burnout, and having a 1 month break. One, I was trying to upload on every platform. I wasn't focused on every platform, but it took a lot of my mental efforts having to schedule, come up with content, and engaging with the community from each platform. I realized I needed to focus on 2 platforms, and one key tip is to upload on content platforms that you enjoy. So with that being said, I'm focusing on 2 platforms, or I'd like to call it 2.5 platforms. One, I love uploading on YouTube. Not only that, I love engaging with content. I love watching content. And I love the personality or the personable aspect with a content creator towards their viewers. I think that's such an impactful way of educating, entertaining, and providing overall real value. The second platform I'm choosing is Instagram. I don't know why on Instagram, but I love the way that you can DM people. And I feel like that's one aspect that I failed to experience on TikTok. I think it made a personable impact on me when realizing that my, I guess, online friend gave me my very first digital marketing opportunity from Instagram, from seeing my stories of creating mock projects of web pages. Considering that, I can't imagine the other opportunities with reaching out to people, messaging people, or without having to look up their email. And I think it's really nice that you can just look at their platforms, reach out to them, and kind of have some form of context of why you're reaching out to them just off of a video, post, or even a story that you saw. And for that half, it's basically blog writing. Again, I wouldn't count it as social media, but I would count it as social media because you're providing real value, having some content to read and engage with. I'm doing blog writing just because I am a digital marketer, I am a copywriter, and it's really important that I understand how to properly write in a humane way, in a humane experience with speaking like I am towards you guys right now. Another mistake I had is I am too focused on script writing. And honestly, script writing is very important, but it's not developing my own soft skills. You see, I'm stuck here in my own room, working on myself, learning, taking action, reading, and I'm just here all alone in my room the entire time. I'm not focusing on speaking, unlike here, towards a video. And yes, it might seem a little sad not speaking with friends, not speaking with a colleague or classmate, but I gotta use my own resources the way that I can right now, and this is what's available for me. I'm freestyling more to practice on my own personable skills, my own soft skills for digital marketing employers to make me look like I'm worthy of as a candidate for their own team. Not only that, but I save a lot of time not script writing, not being too specific. What I'm doing is I'm having one main idea, having 2 or 3 bullet points, and then just speaking off of those bullet points right now. And I'm kind of batching this entire video into sections where I'm doing one subcategory at a time, pausing the video, and then doing it all again for the next category. There's 3 things I realized when making content that I didn't fully understand. One is that I needed to have purpose. Having a purpose in making content really drives the motivational factor. It really gives you the discipline to making a lot more content. I didn't realize that, yeah, I had a niche, which is a beginner's guide onto a digital marketing nomad, but more importantly, I didn't have a purpose to support that niche. And now I realize my purpose is to show that you don't need the traditional pathway of going through a 4-year degree, going through a bunch of internships before getting your marketing degree in order to get a job. That you can get the experience from just practice through hard work and having the track record of all the mock projects, all the results that you obtain as a beginner. But then that leads on to my next bullet point of the importance that I've realized with making content. And it's that you need to have the experience. You need to have new experience and get out of your comfort zone off the camera. Going back to my example, I want to show people that you can become a digital marketer without the traditional pathway. And to do that and to show that, I need to document my own journey. And by documenting my journey, I need to have a good experience and be out of my comfort zone. Being out of my comfort zone means not being afraid of rejection when I'm applying to several companies, not being afraid to fail during my freelancing gigs, and realizing that some results aren't that great. By having these new experiences, you get to share a lot of value towards your own audience, which is my point number 3. Give value at every point in making your videos. Without it, you're not going to have that many viewers. You're not going to have people genuinely interested with what you have to say. And because of that, without having these three factors in line with the important things that I realized when making content, you're not going to succeed with content creation. And that being said, take these things with a grain of salt, just because I am not there yet. I am not the type yet to have a great purpose. I do have a purpose, but I don't have a good track record. I don't have real hardcore evidential value to provide for my audience. What's the solution for new content creators that are feeling burnt out or don't know where to start, let alone my own plan to creating content to promote my own online presence? So there's kind of three buckets that I want to address here. One, I'm going to be focusing on two platforms, YouTube for once, and then Instagram. Not only that, I discovered a new platform called Threads. It's a brand new Instagram, not really brand new, but think of it like Twitter or X. You're sharing a lot of thoughts, you're sharing what you think, your mistakes, everything. I want to display myself as my own thought leader towards an audience. More importantly, I'm commenting, I'm reacting, I'm reposting other people's content. And honestly, I do that 30 minutes to 45 minutes every single day. Second, I'm trying to be more personable online. I'm practicing talking in front of a video camera because it's completely different from presenting towards 1,000 people audience compared to here in front of a camera. It can get a little awkward, it can be a little embarrassing in the moment, especially when there's people in the other rooms while you're recording, because you're thinking subconsciously, oh, what are they thinking while I'm talking to everyone or on the camera? I'm here to focus on my soft skills. I'm here to learn how to speak on the spot, how to talk in general, and just be comfortable talking in front of a camera. And third, the biggest plan of all, I'm going to be batching my content. One day I'm going to be batching my content in recording. Second day I'm going to be editing onto CapCut, onto Final Cut Pro, take care of everything from here on there. Then at that third day, that's my own creative day. I look back on the random notes that I create at any point of time, and trust me, it's like one specific note app that I have for any idea, any thought that I have in mind, and that kind of helps like the content creation momentum going. It helps the idea of what I want to write about and the value that I'm trying to bring for you guys. So I grab all of my notes from there and I dissect it and I distribute it and organize it into my own Notion workflow. I'm only spending 3 to at most 4 days with the content creative process and nothing more. I'm a digital marketer. I have a lot of things going on my mind and throughout my day. I shouldn't be focusing on content creation itself. That's a lot of work. And a lot of people say or ask any small content creator you know and ask them, is it a second job? 1000% they're going to say yes. That's what I'm going to be doing from here on out, and consider these solutions if you are a small content creator yourself. Whether you need to start creating your own batching workflow with your own content, thinking about making your content more personable, or even if you just need to focus on 1 to 3 platforms in the beginning. This has been my entire content creative journey since October. So more than half a year, this is what I've been struggling with. Honestly, it's been 1 to 2 weeks since changing my own kind of content workflow, and honestly, it's been really amazing so far. If you think I've missed something within your own content creative process, comment it down below. I'm always eager to improving along the way. But if you stayed here until the end, thank you so much, and I'll look forward for you to watch in the next video.